Lenny, the NSA isn't here tonight. Would you mind filming me?
Sure.
It's already rolling, so.
I think they're not.
Thank you.
Did I give you my card?
No, I've already got it. The reason I'm here is just I'm here for another voice. I'm here to speak for all the little people, all the common people that don't feel that this government we have now represents them or their interests. I've got a law degree from Creighton. I spent most of my life studying history and the law, and I've studied politics and war. And the way this country is going, the direction we're heading is not good at all. And there are certain people in this country that they advocate positions that will result in civil war. Some of us may not want to think about that, but that is where we're going, because this is not a democracy, this is a republic. We fought a revolution for the Bill of Rights, and there are elected officials that refuse to respect that document. Now, unfortunately, I just found out last night that Congressman Latham voted to uphold or to reinstitute the Gun-Free School Zones Act of 1995. And he voted for that in one of these huge omnibus appropriations acts that they used to do during the 90s. It had 130 pages of appropriations for everything. And it's H.R. 3610 in the 104th Congress, and it was passed in 97. Here's a printout of all the Iowa representatives, and the only one who voted against this, the only one that voted to uphold the Second Amendment and respect our rights was Greg Gansky. And unfortunately, I voted for Congressman Latham last election, and I will never make that mistake again because I'm not voting against my own interests. In other news, make a quick, I've got all these things in my library. I'm sort of a pack rat, and I love books and everything. And this one happens to talk about the Constitution of the United States. This is the Golden Home and High School Encyclopedia. And this is in the Library of Congress. That's what this book says in the front. So if I'm elected, I'm going to go investigate, make sure they still have this, because it says the Constitution exists and we have certain rights that the government is bound to respect. It says, and I quote, "The new Constitution was not a radical document, but was the result of practical experience as well as knowledge of political theory and history. It provided for an effective but not an all-powerful central government. The Constitution is the supreme law in two senses. It stands above state laws, and it is higher than any of the laws passed by the Congress. The basic principle of the Constitution is that supreme power resides in the people and is delegated by the people to the government. The government must respect the rights of the people and render an account to them." Well, they haven't been rendering an account. They're totally unaccountable, and some of us have withdrawn consent. I no longer work. I will not work and make enough money to require filing taxes. I will do this until Obamacare is repealed, because I studied contract law for an entire year in law school. The basis of a contract is free association. You have the right as a free person to say no to any contract. But our Congress passed this in the dead of night, the President signs it, and there are Republicans that have told us, oh, there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing your rights are forfeit. Well, I no longer am going to consent to a government that considers me a domestic terrorist. I appoint you the modern militia movement from 2009. There's all these fusion centers our government has set up around the country where they're taking notice of what we say, what we do, who we talk to. They want to know our thoughts. They want to know our prayers. This is absolutely ridiculous. In a free country, that does not happen. And my grandfather, who suffered and almost died for our country, who was a prisoner of war for 3 years, he told me before his death, he said, "Bryan, if the government ever tries to take away your firearms, you have every right to fight them." And I said, "Grandpa, I don't need to fight them. I've got a law degree, I know what I'm talking about, and I'll do it peacefully. I'll do it the way that the Constitution calls for it." So that's why I'm here, and I'm here to restore the Constitution. This is not about me. In my wildest dreams, if I was elected, I would invite all the other candidates to come to D.C. with me and be part of my staff. I'm not going to take a single penny if I was elected. I would live in poverty. I would stay with people in Northern Virginia, because if my fellow citizens won't offer me food and shelter, if I'm standing up for anyone's rights, then I'm not the candidate that people want. And so none of this was prepared. This is all off the top of my head, but I hope you get the message. Some of us have had enough, and we're not taking another step backwards. So thank you.
So there's feedback.